हमारे वक्त की धड़कन, हमारा चिंतन। हमारे वक्त की धड़कन, हमारा चिंतन, हमारी भावनाएं, हमारे विचार, कभी कोमल बातचीत तो कभी इंटरेक्शन तेज तर्रार। तय करें मिलकर व्हाट इज रॉन्ग, व्हाट इज राइट। ITV पर अशोक व्यास के साथ इनसाइट टुनाइट। नमस्कार, गुरुवार 20 मार्च 2014 इनसाइट टुनाइट में आपका स्वागत करते हुए एक बात आपके साथ बांटने का मन है जिसको सुनकर आप निश्चित रूप से खुश हो जाएंगे। ऐसी क्या बात हो सकती है, आप सोच रहे होंगे, और आप ये भी हो सकता है सोचें बात सुनने के बाद कि अरे ऐसा है क्या, मुझे तो मालूम ही नहीं था। बात दरअसल यूं है कि आज का दिन ऐसा है जिसको आप मनाएं यूनाइटेड नेशंस की तरफ से यूनिवर्सल हैप्पीनेस डे के रूप में। Have you ever heard of any day being referred to as a day dedicated to happiness? Yes, that is the day that we are breathing in. पर हम ये सोचते हैं कि सचमुच कोई खुश हो सकता है क्या? Many of us living our lives facing its challenges. Not only challenges that are unique for us, but thinking about challenges that our earth is facing, or our nation is facing, or the security system of all the flights that are taking us from one to another destination is facing. तो बहुत सारी बातें हैं जो हमारी खुशी को हमसे छीन लेती हैं। तो सवाल ये उठता है कि जब आप कहीं पहुंचते हैं और ढूंढते हैं कि गाड़ी कहाँ पार्क कर दी जाए, और पार्क करने के चक्कर में आपको अगर 4 ब्लॉक में बार बार घूमना पड़ता है तो आपकी हैप्पीनेस बनी रहती है या खो जाती है। आप कहीं पहुंचते हैं जहां लोग हमेशा आपका बड़े प्रेम से स्वागत करते रहे हैं, और एक दिन ऐसा आता है जब आप पहुंचते हैं और कोई आपकी तरफ ध्यान से देखता भी नहीं, आप मुस्कुराते हैं और कोई मुस्कुराकर जवाब भी नहीं देता, तो क्या आपकी खुशी बनी रहती है? अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आपका ग्रीन कार्ड कल आ जाना चाहिए था, वो आज तक नहीं आया है, तो भी क्या आपकी खुशी बनी रह पाती है? आफ्टर ऑल, व्हाट इज इट दैट मेक्स अस हैप्पी, एंड इज इट पॉसिबल टू बी हैप्पी? Is it possible to be happy? क्या ये संभव है कि हम खुश रहें? That is the topic we have today in Inside Tonight, and I am happy that I am joined by 3 esteemed individuals in the studio who have focused on the essence of happiness. और उनमें सबसे पहले मैं आपका परिचय करवा रहा हूँ एक ऐसी शख्सियत से जिन्हें ये प्रेरणा हुई कि वो ये किताब लिखें जिसका नाम है हाउ टू ऑलवेज बी अनहैप्पी। और अगर डॉक्टर हरसिमरन सिंह हमें ये बता सकते हैं कि हमेशा हम ना खुश कैसे रहें, तो शायद उन्हें यह भी मालूम होगा कि हम खुश कैसे रहें। सो आई हैव टेक दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ वेलकमिंग यू विद माय 3, 4, 5, 6 claps.
Thank you.
And at the same time, continuing with this wave of happiness, I have the pleasure of welcoming 2 instructors of happiness program conducted by Art of Living Foundation, and they have very, very successful careers, as well as they are helping others in connecting with the inexhaustible source of happiness. स्वागत है केतन भगत का हमारे स्टूडियो में। केतन, वेलकम। And then with Ketan we also have Shubra Bhatnagar, both of you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
स्वागत है। Somehow I want to start with you, Ketan, and if you want to tell me honestly, is it possible to be happy? Are you happy? Have you always been happy?
The happiness is our nature. If we are not ever experienced happiness, we will not even be talking about it right now at this moment. So we all know what it means to be happy. It's just that we crave it too much, and sometimes we don't know how to come back to it over. In fact, if you see everything we do in our life, is to come back to the state of happiness, to be joyful, to be happy. And that's our nature, because that's our home. And that's where, when we go away from our home, we want to come back to home. And that's why we are talking so much about happiness.
So what I gather from what Ketan said is, it is not only possible to be happy, but it is natural to be happy. So ये तो बड़ी अच्छी बात आपने कही है. And Shubra, what has been your experience? Do you come across people who are in their natural state of happiness, and is happiness something which appears practical today?
That's a very good question, Ashok. I'd like to take it from a different angle. Is first, let's understand what is happiness, right? Happiness is not a mood. Happiness is a state of mind. And the happy state of mind is the one in which the negative things don't stick around for a long time. Like Ketan said very beautifully, you actually don't need reasons to be happy, but you need reasons to be unhappy. So yeah, we've come across a lot of people, day-to-day struggle, stress, but the important skill to learn is how to preserve that state of mind so that you're always happy. Negative doesn't stick.
वंडरफुल. तो ऐसा हो कि निगेटिविटी हमारे साथ हमको पकड़ के ना रख पाए, इस तरह की मेंटल स्टेट में हम बने रह सकते हैं क्या? इज इट पॉसिबल? अगर आपकी बीवी ने खाना अच्छा बनाया भी है, लेकिन परोसते समय अगर उन्होंने कुछ ऐसी बात कह दी जो आपको चुभ गई, तो खाने का टेस्ट ही बदल जाएगा. और अगर आपके पति ने आपके फोन का रिस्पॉन्स ठीक समय पर नहीं दिया है, तो आपको लगेगा कि अरे वो तो मेरी परवाह ही नहीं कर सकता है, करता नहीं है. सो देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स. अगर बच्चों को लगता है कि माता पिता ने उनकी तरफ ध्यान नहीं दिया, तो उन्हें लगता है आई एम वेरी वेरी निग्लेक्टेड. या फिर आप कहीं हैं और आपका सेल फोन काम नहीं कर रहा है, वहां पर उसको रिसेप्शन नहीं मिल रहा है. दैट ऑल्सो समटाइम्स मेक अस अनहैप्पी. सो नाउ लेट्स टॉक टू डॉक्टर हरसिमरन सिंह. व्हाट इज इट दैट prompted you to come up with this book, How to Always Be Unhappy? And in your opinion, is it possible to be happy always?
Your first question, what prompted me to write this book, was I have joined a poetry club. We meet every month, and me and my wife were going over to this poetry club there, and usually I write the poem on the way because this is a 1 hour drive. But luckily that day, I love those traffic jams. I was stuck up there, and I started writing a poem. She says, what are you writing about? I said, I'm writing how to be happy in life. She says, that's not like you, because usually you do something which most people don't do it. I said, yeah, you're right about that. So let me write how to be unhappy in life. So I started writing formulas to be unhappy in life. And when I recited that poem, everybody laughed so much. I said, wow, this must be something great to write a book about. That's why I wrote the book, How to Always Be Unhappy. But the poem that I wrote, if I have permission, I can...
Please go ahead.
This poem is in... what I wrote was in Punjabi, but it's a very simple Punjabi. I think most Hindi-speaking people will understand it. But I'll give you a gist of it in English a little bit. Okay. So these are the 10 secrets of being unhappy in life. आनी पैने दुखी रहने दे तरीके आज लब लइए. Let's find the ways to be unhappy. सुखी रह के दुखी हो गए, आ दुखों ਨੂੰ पल्ले बनिए. सब तो पहले पैने जब गलती ना किसी दा काम कर दईए, we do any work for anybody, कोशिश करके किसी तरीके भी उस दा आसान ना उसਨੂੰ ਭੁੱਲਣ ਦਈਏ. Let him not forget any favor you do to anybody. दूजा पैने कदी कोई छोटा जिहा जख्म भी ना भुੱਲਣ दईए, ਉਹ ਭੁੱਲ ਨਾ ਜਾਵੇ, हर जख्म ਨੂੰ डायरी ਵਿੱਚ पक्का लिख ਲਈਏ. तीजा पैने हर छोटी से छोटी गल का फिक्र मनाइए. Fear about every little thing in life. कोशिश करके मन ਨੂੰ कदे शांत ना होने दईए. चौथा पैने एक्सीडेंट का डर सदा दिल विच रखिए. एक्सीडेंट का डर सदा दिल विच रखिए. एक्सीडेंट का सोच के ही कार विच पैर रखिए. When you get into a car, fear that you're definitely going to have an accident. पंजवा पैने हर फ्लाइट का टिकट इसे भरोसे ना लइए, ये जहाज हुण गिरे गिरिया, ये सोच के हर साल लइए. जहाज हुण गिरे गिरिया, हर सोच के साथ लइए. चौथा पैने किसी ਨੂੰ सुखी देख के दुखी रहने का नुस्खा पल्ले बन लइए. किसी ਨੂੰ सुखी देख के दुखी रहने का नुस्खा पल्ले बन लइए. अपने मित्र तो वधिया कार लइए, ਉਹਦੀ किस्त ਦਾ कदी फिक्र ना करिए. सतवां पैने हर गाल में नुक्स करिए. फाइंड फॉल्ट्स इन एवरीथिंग. तारीफ कदी किसी दे ना करिए. गुस्सा दूजा ना साड़ा, हर एक ਨੂੰ नफरत ਨਾਲ देखिए. जे सत्तों नुस्खे अपना के भी पैने फिर भी दुखी ना हो सकिए फिर क्या करें जब दुखी ना हो सके तो परिवार के हर मैंबर ते शक करने की आदत पक्की बन गई so basically what I wrote down was about 10 things.
Actually, it was quite self-explanatory, and I think what essence we can derive from this expression is it is your attitude towards whatever you are going to undertake. That is probably going to determine to a great extent. जैसे आप फ्लाइट में बैठने से पहले ये सोचें कि ये तो डेफिनेटली एक्सीडेंट हो जाने वाला है. And there are many interesting things that happen in flight, and sometimes if air hostess is not responding to you at the right time, then also you feel that it is taking away your happiness. But in many creative ways, sometimes crew of a flight tries to add to happiness of their passengers, and we probably have one such video from SpiceJet which is going to add hopefully to our store of happiness. Let us watch.
Okay.
May I help you?
क्या मिला वो हमें भी खरीद
So you saw the multitasker pilots creatively displaying their dancing skills and entertaining passengers. तो ये होली मनाने का एक ढंग था स्पाइस जेट द्वारा, लेकिन ये वीडियो तो बड़ा पॉपुलर हो गया, पर जब ये वीडियो लोग बार बार देखने लगे तो ये सवाल आया कि एक तो पायलट डांस कर रहे हैं और एक को पायलट पीछे उनकी फ़ोटो भी खींच रहे हैं, तो फिर सुरक्षा का क्या हुआ? सो हुआ ये है कि 2 पायलट्स को सस्पेंड कर दिया गया है. तो दे स्टार्टेड ऑफ विद द मिशन ऑफ मेकिंग पैसेंजर्स हैप्पी, लेकिन इसका परिणाम क्या हुआ? सो मेनी टाइम्स इट हैपेंस दैट द इंटेंट विद व्हिच वी स्टार्ट doesn't result into the kind of result that we anticipate. तो ऐसी सिचुएशन में भी क्या हम खुश रह सकते हैं? सो वेरी ब्रीफली बिफोर वी टेक दिस, आई वुड लाइक यू टू कमेंट ऑन इट. if things do not turn out the way you want them to be, it could be anything else.
Isn't that the life many times? Our intention are to make ourselves happy and everybody around us happy. But life has those contortions and all the surprises it throws at us. And that's where I feel we need a skill where we can come back to that state of happiness where we feel that we are joyful, happy at that point of time. And some skill, some technique will help us. And we know for thousands of years, we know that breathing, meditation has helped us in that dimension. So in life, when we go through different, many times we do things with good intention, but it doesn't turn out to be the way we want. It could be, as Dr. Ji said, it could be people, it could be some situation, it could be anything which throws us off our balance. And that's where we need some level of skill. Some little bit skill will help us in that dimension. And on this happiness day, if we can, especially on this day, if we can focus on that inner dimension where we can say, okay, I can come back any situation, let life throw me any curveball at me, and I can come back with that happiness, joyfulness, and I have that ability to do it. If we can go with that confidence and we have ability to do that, isn't it? That would be wonderful.
That would really be wonderful. तो बात ये है कि थोड़ी सी स्किल आपके पास होनी चाहिए. अब वो स्किल आप कैसे डेवलप कर सकते हैं, इसके बारे में, और किस तरह से आप जब खाना शुरू करते हैं खुशी बढ़ाने के लिए, तो कई बार आपको वो डॉक्टर के पास भी ले जा सकता है, और कई बार आपको लगता है नहीं बहुत सुस्ती आ रही है, वो ज़्यादा ही खा लिया. सो हाउ फूड रियली कैन हेल्प अस इन स्टेइंग हैप्पी, इसके बारे में भी हम बात करने वाले हैं राइट आफ्टर दिस ब्रेक.
Consult Swami Manjeet Ji for accurate horoscope reading, palm reading and likelihood of love, marriage, children, business, health, immigration and court cases. Swami Ji removes black magic, gives protection and helps in removing various problems by powerful holy mantras and meditation on God. Free check of black magic. Excellent results. Call 718-358-2901. The number again, 718-358-2901.
Attention! Are you stuck in student loan debt? If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans and are having trouble making the payments, call now for a special free offer. Student Services wants to give you free information on how to possibly cut your student loan payment in half, or in some cases, have your student loan completely wiped clean. Just imagine your life with no more student loan payments. If you're late or even in default on your student loan payments, call now for a special free offer. The call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation. Just real relief from the financial burden of student loans. Student Services can help stop tax garnishments and release cosigners, and has helped many people struggling with their student loan payments. Call now to discover the secrets to possibly having your student loans completely written off. Student loan debt relief is one free phone call away. Don't waste another day struggling in student loan debt. Call now for student loan debt relief.
Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Could your house go into foreclosure? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home and you feel like you have nowhere to turn? Then we have good news for you. American Foreclosure Service. American Foreclosure Service can help save your home. We specialize in foreclosure assistance, and that's all we do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call American Foreclosure Service now. American Foreclosure Service has a network of attorneys, and our agents are available to speak to you now. Remember, if you're behind on your mortgage payments, American Foreclosure Service can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. New laws are in effect that may save your home, so call American Foreclosure Service now.
Call 1-800-373-1856 now. Hi, Mark Gill here with Chop Magic. You'll love the way this beauty can chop, mince, slice, and dice in seconds. Watch, chop a whole onion in 1 second. No odors, no tears. It's even strong enough to go through solid sweet potatoes, yet easily chops delicate tomatoes to perfection. The secret? 12 ultra-sharp precision blades that guarantee uniform results every time. Snap on the dicing blade and instantly prepare fresh fruit salads, zesty salsa, or a mountain of garlic without it sticking to your hands. During this TV-only offer, you can get Chop Magic for $19.95. We'll also send you 2 perfect tortilla pans with recipe book. Now shape, bake, and create delicious tortilla bowls. But I'm not stopping there. Call now and get a second Chop Magic free. Just pay separate processing and handling. You get it all. A whopping $50 value for $19.95.
To order Chop Magic for $19.95 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-709-6657 or order online at buychopmagic.com.
वेलकम बैक, यू वाचिंग इनसाइड टुनाइट विद अशोक व्यास और आज हम बात कर रहे हैं कि क्या सचमुच खुश रहना व्यावहारिक बात है? इज इट पॉसिबल टू बी हैप्पी? आप क्या सोचते हैं? आपकी सोच में खुश रहने का अगर कोई सीक्रेट है तो आप आज कॉल करके हम तक भी पहुंचा सकते हैं. वैसे हमारे पास बहुत सारी बातें आप तक पहुंचाने के लिए है. एंड इन दैट कनेक्शन नाउ आई विल बी जॉइंड बाय अ wonderful human being who has worked a lot on how food habits are related to our happiness. पर उनकी तरफ ले जाने से पहले let me talk to Dr. Harsimran Singh briefly. आपको खाना खाना अच्छा लगता है कि नहीं है? And what is your favorite dish?
It shows up from my I must like it.
So many times Ketan, we connect happiness की भी खाया क्या, because हमारी मेमोरी में भी वही रहता है कि वहाँ जाएंगे उस शहर में ये चीज़ अच्छी है. Is it not so?
Yeah, definitely. All of us love food. Food is the almost of the social gatherings around food and happiness. They are all linked. They cannot be separated out.
So name your favorite dish.
My favorite dish is my mom's food. Any food with my mom's food is that favorite.
That is very emotional. And maybe your wife may not appreciate it. I don't know. So there could be...
I'm single right now, so I can say that.
So you can say that. Absolutely. And Shubra, in your case, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food is something that keeps me happy and healthy. Most importantly, I'm functional. So I think Nalini ji can talk more about it.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
So we have a lot of recommendations for Nalini ji now. So Nalini has been practicing what has been taught by Sri Ravi Shankar ji at Art of Living Foundation, and then she also did her own research and came up with ways of connecting Ayurvedic food with our happiness. So Nalini, first of all, I'm happy that you could join us from San Francisco all the way there. Welcome.
My pleasure, Ashok ji, and I think our common connection is really the love for our culture and what wisdom it provides us for living a happy life. In Sanskrit, the word for taste is rasa. Rasa also, it means the taste in your mouth, or also, when dancers dance, rasa is the emotion, the emotive movement is also rasa. So it's got a very strong emotional connection, but also in the practical word, it means taste. So there is a definite link between how you feel and our emotions and what we eat.
Absolutely. So right. So I'm just interrupting you because what you said reminded me that we have often heard all the Indian art forms are geared or aimed at invoking the presence of the divine. So looks like the way you said it, food also, of course, is an important way of invoking the presence of the divine. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And when we talk about divine, and if you look at the Hindu philosophy, look at how Ganesha, who has this big belly, and he represents any auspicious occasion is celebrated with invoking the divinity of Lord Ganesha. Now, if you look at his stomach, it's big, but it is wrapped with a snake around his belly. And
So as Ayurvedic chef, what would be your tips for our viewers? What kind of food would keep them happy? Is the same recipe good for everyone, or different kind of food would make different people happy?
So one recipe that we should all follow is not feeling guilty. If you remember how Ketan, you mentioned mother's food. What is so special about mother's food that makes it special? It's the love, the ingredients of love that she puts in there. So when you eat with love, even if it's from a can of peas or whatever, if a mother serves it with love, or your wife or whoever loves making something special for you, that love gets translated into food. So that connection of how we eat, where we eat, who makes the food for you, has a very strong connection to our culture.
Absolutely. So now any small recipe that you can share today on this Universal Happiness Day, which is easy to understand and make?
जरूर आप अभी देखिए fresh and I'll get everybody's memories back to your favorite food. But when you think of winter, you think of mutton, right?
Right.
So eat fresh peas in this season. So cooking Ayurvedically involves a lot of eating fresh and in season. So अगर अपन मटर को कुछ भी ना करें, बस add a little bit of turmeric and cumin seeds and just saute it. There's nothing more to it, but I tell you, nothing tastes more delicious and makes you happy. Little joys, little pearls of happiness right there. Would you agree, everyone?
Absolutely.
Ketan definitely is nodding.
I like her all recipes we tested in some of the events we've done. It's very well. She cooks really well.
Wonderful. So now let me shift gears while thanking Nalini, and I would request Dr. Harsimran Singh ji to tell us, have you ever felt different after food in terms of your mood?
Well, let me tell you this thing a little bit more in a philosophical way, basically, because we are here to talk about
happiness.
Inner happiness, which is an inside game. If we start counting on those external things all the times in life, whether it's food or this exam, if I pass, I'll be happy, or if I get this thing, I'm happy in life, then this happiness is not going to last too long. It has to come from a different source. I just reminded of something that somebody drew a line and he asked his people, can you make this line shorter without touching it? He said, don't touch it. He says, yes. What he did was he drew a bigger line next to it, and the other side started looking at it. So it's how you look at the life. If you start counting on the pleasures and happiness from outside the world, whether it's from food or from different things, that's not going to last too long, because so far there's a life, problems are part of life. They will always be there. But you start building up your inner strength, whether through meditation or inner power. Like we have vices, we call it like lust, anger, greed, and over-attachment and ego. Basically, these are considered as bad vices. No. If you channel those energies towards building your own self, inner strength, they can be tremendous value to adding up life into you and a pleasure of life. So how do you transfer all these energies of life outside the world within your own self to build up your inner self to make yourself happy? That's the secret about it.
Wonderful. So I think it is direction of the inner dimension which Dr. Harsimran Singh ji is telling us to look at in terms of staying happy. और हमें ये पसंद नहीं है. Most of the time when we hear कोई ऐसा कहें कि आप अंदर झांकिए, हम कहते हैं वो ठीक है, आपके लिए ठीक है, but I am looking at my bank और मेरे बैंक में जितना पैसा है वो मेरी हैप्पीनेस के लिए इनफ नहीं है. एंड देन वी कंपेयर कि बाकी लोगों के पास इतना है, उसके पास ये है, मेरे पास तो है ही नहीं. सो नाउ लेट मी गो टू शुभ्रा. केतन Ketan was talking about skills. So both of you now give us some small example of how that skill can be cultivated, can be developed, ताकि कि दूसरे के पास ज़्यादा है तो भी मैं खुश रह सकूं. Because most of the time that even if somebody is saying ठीक है कहने की बात है, but it's really not practical. What would you say?
So, I mean, let's take a step back, okay, and let's look at life. See, in life we have two dimensions, very clearly. One is the outer dimension, which is what? Our house, car, spouse, kids, even our physical body, right? And then there's inner dimension, which is our state of mind. So what do you think, which one is the one which can change the quality of our life? Quite clearly inner dimension, right? But where do we focus on? We mostly focus on outer dimension, कार ज़्यादा हो या बड़े घर हो, and so on and so forth, right? And that is the thing that we can change through the different skills that we teach in the Art of Living Happiness program. And one of it is, very simply, the more you are in the present moment, the more you are happy. And through breath, we can be in the present moment. And
live by the moment. Right?
Yes.
Wonderful. That's what.
Yeah. And through breath, we can be here, present every moment.
Wonderful.
And Sudarshan Kriya is one of the breathing techniques that we teach in the Art of Living program.
So many times, simple चीज़ें जो हमें सुनने को मिलती हैं, देखने को मिलती हैं, तो हमें लगता है यार नहीं यार ऐसे थोड़ी हो सकता है. So what she is saying is कि हमारे पास ये सारी चाबी, हमारे पास ये सारा secret. Be in the moment with the help of your breath. Come on, हमें लगता है क्या बात करें ये. So I want to ask Nalini also about her experience of having practiced this Sudarshan Kriya. So Nalini ji, is it a practical thing to be in the present?
Practical thing to be present. I'll go back to what Shubra was saying earlier about, this whole breathing thing. For me, when I first did Art of Living, in fact, I didn't want to do it. I said, ये क्या है, breathing से क्या होगा? उस समय, this is many years ago, when my mother was going through cancer. And, doctors don't have an answer till date. But she did this breathing practice. And she was on morphine injections, Ashokji. Her pain level was so high, and from doing this breathing practice, she got tremendous relief. Her injection levels came down. So जब अपनी mother का pain कम हो जाए, something as simple as breathing, that makes you happy and makes the person who's going through pain happy, right?
Absolutely.
When your physical pain is reduced, health is wealth. If something can restore that at a physical level, then it gives us, even at my not wanting to be in any spiritual space or forget all of that, I just wanted to see my mother feel less pain.
Absolutely.
And I could see that this is something that had brought her relief immediately. So that is what made me gravitate to something which gives us simple tools like that. So चाहे वो yoga हो, चाहे वो pranayam हो, चाहे वो आप क्या खाना खा रहे हैं, life is a celebration. It doesn't have to be, you have to be, ये आप करेंगे तो आपके लिए अच्छा होगा. अगर आपको खुद अच्छा महसूस हो रहा है, तो आप खुश होंगे. आपके पास कोई चॉइस ही नहीं है.
क्या बात है. तो ऐसी चॉइस होनी भी नहीं चाहिए जो हमारी खुशी को हमसे दूर कर दे. और मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही कि हम ऐसी बात करते हुए वहाँ तक पहुँचे हैं, इस आश्वस्ति के पास गए हैं कि you can be happy and it is natural to be happy, and that which would enable you to be happy is right there near you. आपकी सांस. कैसे? We'll talk more about that after this short break.
Ketan Associates, attorneys and
Consult Swami Manjeet.
Ketan Associates, attorneys and counselors at law, specializing in immigration law. Now open. Forest Hills and Ozone Park, Queens. Immigration, bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury.
Call us for a free initial personal consultation at 718-263-5999. Gay and Associates, attorneys and counselors at
for all your catering needs. Call Neil Bhatia at 516-503-9666. Remember your heritage.
Are payday loans ruining your life? Do you have more payday loans than you're able to pay back right now? If you have 2 or more payday loan cash advances, listen closely. You may be eligible for a program that payday loan companies don't want you to know about. A program that will get payday loan companies out of your bank account and put an end to the payday loan nightmare.
So call 1-800-418-8943
to find out if a program is right for you. Payday loan companies usually trap you into paying rates as high as 700%. We understand payday lenders' tactics and how ruthless they can be. We understand that people sometimes take on more than they can handle when it comes to payday loans. All you need is 2 or more payday loan cash advances to qualify, even if you're behind, in collections, or have bad credit. We'll even help you with your internet payday loans.
So call 1-800-418-8943.
The call is free and the consultation is free.
Call 1-800-418-8943. That's 1-800-418-8943. 1-800-418-8943.
If you are age 85 or younger,
call 1-800-414-0437 now.
To learn more about the Senior Care Plan from Senior Life Insurance Company. The average funeral now costs over $7,500, but the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay your debt. The Senior Care Plan will pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. There is no medical exam, and you'll have lifetime coverage. Your rates will never increase, your benefits will never decrease, and your plan cannot be canceled by Senior Life. To receive free information about the Senior Care Plan and its benefits,
call 1-800-414-0437 now.
Also receive information about a free prescription discount card by calling now. You have no obligation. Operators are standing by. Call now.
वेलकम बैक टू इनसाइड टुनाइट विद अशोक व्यास। और आज के कार्यक्रम में हम बात कर रहे हैं, इज इट पॉसिबल टू बी हैप्पी। मुझे लगता है ये निश्चित रूप से पॉसिबल है। ऐसी आश्वस्ति, ऐसा कन्विक्शन हमारे पास आ रहा है हमारे सारे अतिथियों के द्वारा जो स्टूडियो में बैठे हैं। पर अगर आप इनको कल मिलेंगे तो भी क्या यही बात कह रहे होंगे कि हाँ मैं खुश हूँ और खुश रहना पॉसिबल है। आर दे रियली प्रैक्टिसिंग द स्किल्स दैट दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट? इसके बारे में पता लगाना तो बहुत मुश्किल है। अगर आप बहुत डाउट के साथ देखेंगे तो आपको किसी भी बात पर विश्वास नहीं होगा। सो हाउ वी लुक एट थिंग्स ऑल्सो मेक्स लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस, एंड इसी स्किल को डेवलप करने की कोशिशें कभी हम अलग अलग बैठ के करते हैं, कभी कलेक्टिवली करते हैं। और आज ये कोशिश करने का कारण एक एक्सक्यूज बन गया, यूनिवर्सल हैप्पीनेस डे जो यूनाइटेड नेशंस द्वारा मनाया जाता है, और श्री श्री रविशंकर जी के आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग फाउंडेशन द्वारा कुछ हैप्पीनेस प्रोग्राम भी चलाए जाते हैं। और उन प्रोग्राम का नियामन, इंस्ट्रक्शन करने वाले 2 महानुभाव हमारे साथ हैं। उनकी तरफ अब की बार जब मैं बढ़ रहा हूं तो प्रश्न ये है कि ये स्किल इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ योर हैबिट एज यू ग्रो अप, या कहीं अलग से बैठ के एक स्पेशल सेटिंग में भी उसको डेवलप किया जा सकता है?
Actually, the quest of happiness is the eternal quest, and everybody is looking at that dimension. It's just that, and we all want to come to that happiness, but we don't have, and we are looking outside, but we cannot. There is no way we can go and say, okay, I can buy 2 pounds of happiness in the supermarket. We have so many supermarkets around, but we don't have that, you know. As Shubra mentioned, it is the inner dimension which can only give us happiness, right? We all know this, and I don't think anybody would disagree with that. But at the same time, what happens is the outer pulls us too much, and this is very important to take care of our family, take care of our all the money in the bank is very important. But money should be in the bank, not in the head, you know, and that skill is missing. You know, we can have all the family, all the beautiful family, beautiful home, but sometimes it goes into the head. As Dr. Ji sometimes said that neighbor ने कार खरीदी, right? So अगर मेरे को भी खरीदनी है, उतनी पैसे नहीं है, तो भी I want to buy, right? We become like a opinion driven, and we let our power, let go of our power to somebody else sometimes, right? External influences.
Yes.
And how to come back to the self. We know this is right for me, but it just something pulls us out, and that's where being in the present moment, what is important for me is very important. It coming back to that, and that's where breath comes into picture, because breath is such a beautiful friend which we never appreciated. Is always with us, but we never appreciate it. Way we feel is connected with the breath. Like if we feel angry, the breath moves in a particular way. When we are sad, the breath moves in a particular way. And also when we are happy, joyful, enthusiastic, content, that's where the breath also moves in a particular way. And that is the skill of knowing the breath. Knowing the breath, which is such an integral part of our life, can transform the life. It can really change the dimension, and that is my experience, and I'm sure Shubra's experience, and all the Art of Living's teachers' experiences, that we've seen years and years that people's life get transformed in a very beautiful way through the breath.
तो ब्रेथ के बारे में इतनी बातें सुन रहे हैं, तो क्या बहुत ब्रीफली शुभ्रा जी हमें कुछ बता सकती हैं? जैसे कि कोई छोटा सा बच्चा है, वो किसी भी बात पे फोकस्ड वे में ज़्यादा देर तक अटेंशन पे करे, ऐसा होता नहीं है, और इसकी शिकायत उसकी मम्मी को बहुत रहती है. सो इवन उस बच्चे के लिए भी पॉसिबल है क्या ब्रेथ पर फोकस करके? और
हाँ बिल्कुल, एब्सोल्युटली. एक्चुअली आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग में बच्चों के लिए भी प्रोग्राम्स हैं फ्रॉम 8 through 13. बच्चे जो 8 साल से छोटे हैं, दे आर देमसेल्व्स, दे आर हैप्पी. आई मीन उनको कुछ भी दीजिए, इफ़ यू गिव देम अ टॉय, इफ इट्स ब्रोकन, दे विल बी अनहैप्पी फॉर जस्ट अ फ्यू मिनट्स एंड दे आर बैक टू देयर नेचुरल स्टेट, विच इज़ हैप्पीनेस. बट एब्सोल्युटली इवन किड्स, वी हैव किड्स प्रोग्राम वेयर kids can learn all these Sudarshan Kriya technique and just be happy and be more focused and concentrate more and be in the present. Absolutely.
See, they have their issues like peer pressure. There is sometimes they don't know, there are stresses they face, and they don't know how to deal with it. So we have our experiences when we teach the kids of 8 to 13 and 14 to 17. They tell you, oh wow, I'm feeling so, never felt like this, so light and joyful, right? And they have that experience. But of course, below the 5 years of age, they can teach us how to be happy.
So, we'd rather learn from them.
Yeah.
When the children are born, they are all positive attitude.
Yeah.
Look at the child when he walks down the stairs, with the speed he walks down, fearless.
Yeah.
As we grow old, we start developing those negative attitudes of life. We face them. Some of the people let them go, and some people adopt to them and start changing their own natures by that. That's what some people are happy in life, in longer way of life, or some people are not happy because they tend to forget how to be happy, how to be positive most of the times in life and other things.
वंडरफुल. और उतार चढ़ाव जो हैं वो आते जाते रहते हैं, जैसे लहरों की तरह होता है. कभी हमें लगता है बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है, कभी लग रहा है कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है, कभी लगता है सारे लोग समझ रहे हैं कि मैं क्या कह रही हूँ या क्या कह रहा हूँ, और कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है मुझे तो कोई समझता नहीं है. जो ये न समझ पाने वाली स्थिति की कसक है, दैट इज ऑल्सो क्वाइट डिस्टर्बिंग एट टाइम्स, बिकॉज वी एज ह्यूमन बींग्स, I think somewhere think that our happiness is related to our being understood. And on that note, if I want to have Nalini comment on it, what do you think? Is it very important and we are very much dependent कि दूसरे हमको समझें?
बिल्कुल सही है. अपने को सबको ही लगता है कई बार, you know, we've been talking a while about you can be happy right now. लेकिन ये नहीं कि आज मैं आपको कह रही हूँ तो कल आप खुश हो जाएंगे, या it takes a while. It's like आप exercise करते हैं, you keep practicing. At some point, Ashok ji, it becomes part of you. So for the longest time, like I was telling you, मुझे ये सब कुछ समझ नहीं आता था, लेकिन क्योंकि मम्मी कर रहे थे तो हम भी कर रहे थे. पर कुछ समय बाद आप देखें कि किस चीज से आपको हैप्पीनेस रियली मिल रही है, जो कि आपके साथ रह रही है. I think it takes some time to build that practice. So I think today, as we celebrate this International Happiness Day, I think it's really important to keep that focus, that, you have to be mindful that this is something that you want to put into practice. energy, whether it is connecting with community, whether it is connecting with your friends and family, all these things that bring us happiness have to be done as a practice.
Absolutely. I think that's a great point because कई बार ऐसा होता है कि जैसे थोड़ी सी देर के लिए हम खुश हुए और फिर वो वापस गायब हो गई, तो उसको सस्टेन करने के पीछे अवेयरनेस को सस्टेन करना बहुत ज़रूरी है। और अवेयरनेस कई लेवल पर होती है और उनमें से कुछ बातें ऐसी भी होती हैं अगर कोई दूसरा कह रहा है सही सही बात और हम उससे सहमत हों और हमें लगता है नहीं ये बात तो लोगों को पता लगनी चाहिए, तो हमें लगता है कि हम खुश हो गए। सो आई थिंक व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू वॉच नाउ will connect us not only to India but also to one aspect which many of us sitting away from India feel that it also demands some kind of attention. So let us watch, and you also get to see Amir Khan right there. See.
मैं हेल्प क्या मिलाओ? हमें भी खरीद लो। बहुत बढ़िया माल आया हुआ दुकान पर।
हेलो मैडम, पर्सनल गाइड, पर्सनल बॉयफ्रेंड मैडम।
आई फ्रेंडशिप यू गुड होटल,
वेरी चीप होटल मैडम।
भाई क्यों बदतमीजी कर रहा है? तेरी क्या बहन लगती है?
नहीं, मेहमान लगती है, और तुम्हारी भी। और आप सब कैसे इंसान हैं? ये बदमाश देश का नाम, देश की इज्जत मिट्टी में मिला रहे हैं और आप सब खड़े खड़े देख रहे हैं। और ये सिर्फ देश के मेहमान नहीं, आपकी आमदनी भी इन्हीं की जेब से आती है। नाखुश होके जाएंगे तो फिर लौट के नहीं आएंगे, फिर क्या खाएंगे और क्या कमाएंगे आप?
भाषण बंद कर अपना।
अरे बंद तो तुझे आज हम कराएंगे।
इस देश में आने वाला हर इंसान हमारा मेहमान है। करो मेहमानों की हिफाजत तो मिलेगी देश को इज्जत, आपको बरकत। आगे बढ़ो, विरोध करो।
जय हिंद। अतिथि देवो भव, यानी जो अतिथि हमारे आते हैं वो हमारे लिए देवता के स्वरूप होते हैं। ऐसी संस्कृति की बात इनक्रेडिबल इंडिया से हम तक पहुंचाने वाली ये आवाज़ जब आमिर खान की कहती है कि वो मेरी बहन नहीं मेरी मेहमान लगती है, तो मेहमान के प्रति हमारा नज़रिया क्या होना चाहिए, ये संदेश उसमें आ रहा था। सो देयर वाज अ सेंस ऑफ अवेयरनेस। और मुझे लगा कि जब हम भारत के साथ अपने संबंध को देखते हुए भारत के बारे में कोई आलोचनात्मक बात कहता है तो भी हमें बुरा लगता है। दैट टेक्स अवे आवर हैप्पीनेस। तो हमें लगता है कि हम जिस जगह से हैं वो जगह भी अच्छी रहे। एंड लुकिंग एट इट फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू अर्थ एंड वेरी short time that we have. So Dr. Harsimran Singh ji, the way we are connecting with earth right now as human race, collectively do you think it is adding to our happiness or it is taking away our happiness?
Basically we are very fortunate to be born in India and we bring in some good values from there, cultural values and family values and love and other things. And so much of pleasures that we can get from what we're talking about, inner happiness through meditation. It's a wonderful thing. People in the Western world are not happy with all the money what they have it. But they have started adopting to this meditation and yoga and all that to be happier in life. So everything is well connected in some form or the other. So we are our own enemies, or we are our own friends. We have to develop it. Some things we get it as a gift from our society, from parents, from schools, from associates and other things. And few things we must be developing it as we go along in life. So that's the whole thing in life is.
I think somewhere हम अगर free होते हैं तो हमें अच्छा लगता है। Like impositions अच्छे नहीं लगते हैं। बच्चे को भी बार बार टोको तो उसको अच्छा नहीं लगता है। और अगर सिचुएशन ऐसी हों कि हमें लगे कि नहीं मैं जो चाहता हूँ कर ही नहीं पा रही तो भी हमें अच्छा नहीं लगता है। So in this kind of setup, how your skills of focusing on breath would help if you feel that you are not really free?
We feel that the situations and situation and people around us, we feel that we are sometimes let us not be at ourselves. That's what we are sometimes feel. But coming back to that cave where you can be, come back to that cave where you can rejuvenate, refresh yourself, and you have that energy and face the world and be happy. In the happy state of being, you can face the world and in a very beautiful way. For example, if you know that if you are a little bit tired and somebody tells you something, right, you will feel irritated right away, right? But if you had a beautiful walk with the nature, for example, I'm sure all of us has experienced, and then somebody tells you something, same words, it's the same word somebody saying, but you will be able to handle it much better. So our energy level in our system, which determines how we react to the situation or act, not react. So if we have energy level is high through the breath, through meditation, we will respond to situation, we will not react. And that will make the whole quality of life totally different. Your relationship will improve, or all of our relationship will improve. And relationship will improve, we'll do better job at what we're doing. If you are doing, say for example, if you are artist, you'll do better job at that music. So everything you do becomes more fulfilling. So there is nothing which cannot be affected by just being more in the present moment through breath, through meditation.
ये तो बहुत ही अच्छी अच्छी बातें कहने वाले हैं केतन भगत जी, और इनके नाम से मुझे भारत के लेखक भी याद आते हैं। पर उनसे आगे बढ़ते हुए जो आपने कहा कि एक्ट एंड डू नॉट रिएक्ट, many times we go by certain assumptions which have become part of our personality. जैसे कुछ लोग ऐसे सोचते हैं कि it's a gender thing, यानी women are more happy, some people think, and some people think men are more happy. और किसी को लगता है कि it's a monetary thing, बाकी की सब कहने की बात है। जिसको पैसा नहीं है या someone who is very very rich, वो ज़्यादा खुश होता है। Shubra, what do you think about these two notions?
I mean, as we've discussed, all the panel members, these are all external factors, but the true source is that cave, that inner dimension. It's quite, if you look at general statistics, many research which will tell you that just by having more money, more possession doesn't bring you that happiness. Neither gender, people have challenges, but the skill is to actually learn how to respond to a situation through breath, through food, through different technique, through the emotions of love, and so on and so forth. So in the happiness program, it's actually a 5-day program. We cover all these aspects, including the breath, that will teach us how to prolong this happiness. We've all experienced, right, how to be happy, but that happiness eludes us. It's just momentary. So the idea is learning the skill so that it prolongs, and what are the different things that affect us. So absolutely it's not gender-based or anything outside, it's all inside.
So आप सब खुश हो सकते हैं, and I want Dr. Harsimran Singh ji to share the essence of his own experience, and we have very little time left with us. So I wanted to request you to share, if you are focusing too much on the inner side, still is it possible to sustain enthusiasm and ambition and do things to
Absolutely.
become materially prosperous?
Let me just comment on what you said. Act, not react. And I can give you an example of just about a month before. I was driving car and I just came in front of somebody. I don't know if I did it right or not. This guy started yelling and screaming, you. And my reaction was, I started laughing I was laughing. One way could have been I don't know. So I'm not reacting. Don't get impressed or influenced by what action you see of other person. You have to react calmly, how to control yourself. Everything what it ends up is self-discipline yourself. Once you're self-disciplined, everything else falls in line. Because once you start getting influenced by the outer society, by everything else that happens around you, or what anybody else does to you, then somebody, I don't know if you have a time about this, but I just tell you one simple thing. No? Okay.
So looking at the time, probably we'll have another day when we talk again about happiness and different dimensions, which would help us in staying always happy. And I am happy that we could focus on happiness. And I know some of you are trying to reach us and we couldn't take your call, so don't be unhappy. At least you were with us, and we definitely were being inspired by your presence. And as I say goodbye to my panelists, just in 20 seconds, Nalini ji, what is it that has made you especially happy today on this Universal Happiness Day?
Today, specifically what made me happy, you really want to know, is not getting a ticket.
Wonderful.
So in all honesty, that's what made me really happy today.
Wonderful. So we have our unique ways of being happy, और आपकी अपनी जो खास प्रसन्न होने का ढंग है उसको पहचान कर उसको पकड़ने की कोशिश करना चाहिए एंड उसको शेयर भी करना चाहिए. दैट इज व्हाट I would do in the presence of Dr. Harsimran Singh ji, Ketan Bhagat and Shubra Bhatnagar ji. All of them joined us and shared their valuable insight in today's Insight Tonight with Ashok Vyas. So thanking all of them.
Can we end with this with one laughter, big laughter, all of us?
So,
we don't have to have a reason to laugh. Just laugh without a reason.
So you laugh with us, and if you really want us to try, we'll definitely try. 1, 2, 3. Keep laughing.
Success in school starts with the Tutoring Academy. The curriculum is aligned with the Common Core. Students start with a detailed diagnostic test in math and English, grades K through 9. The test pinpoints all areas of weakness. There's a customized curriculum for each student. Your child will master